creatures from all across the land of Andor have invaded and occupied the fortress of King Brandor. Only by working together will your heroes be able to complete the tasks and free Rietburg Castle. You will only learn exactly which tasks those are during the course of the game. You will find helpful objects and meet new friends who will support you in your efforts. Your heroes possess special abilities and will fight the creatures by moving from one location to another within the castle with help of their cards. Group battles are also possible. But hurry! Complete the tasks as fast as you can, for once the ancient dragon appears in the sky, you would have lost the kingdom. Today, we are going to take on the liberation of Rietburg. This is a Cosmos game set in the Andor storyline. Though it is a standalone game, it is 2 to 4 players, but really it's a cooperative fantasy game in which I love to play solo. It is lightweight and fits into that nice niche of, I'm not going to call it a filler game, but I would say it's a nice lightweight game to pop up on the table, and it plays in about 40 minutes to an hour. It's quite easy to play and very easy to lose. So let's go down to the table, and we're going to take you through what's in the box. We're going to take you through a setup. We're going to take you through a play, and hopefully at the end, I'm going to win. But I don't know. So we're going to have to check it out. So as you know, when I'm doing these gateway games or lighter games, I really like to explain kind of my thinking about how I put it together in the box and show you just how it looks in the box. Because you know me, I like to organize my games. And so I want to just show you and share you with that it does fit all in the box very nicely. As you can see, Liberation of Rietburg. I have put the rules on top. Generally, that's where the rules go. We have a very, very small board. And you can open it anyway. There it is right there. And this is the fortress. We are going to be attacked on all 6 sides simultaneously by lots of monsters. And we are going to have to finish the tasks in order to defend the castle or fortress. Now in here, I have the arrow quivers. There they are. That's what they look like. And they will be picked randomly by our archer or by perhaps an ally. And you can see they have 6, the 6 and the 4. That is the strengths. Let's just see if we can get that up there. That is the strength they add to your power when you're fighting monsters. And I've just put that in a bag that my wife got. Actually, her glasses came in it. You can see I have tokens both in the... there are our people tokens or our hero tokens. And you can see that they're just your standard standees with a standard with stands, basically. And there's a number of these characters that you can play. That's just a big kick-ass monster that might come on. You can see we have the spell books. These are from the sorcerer. They are in geek boxes, as you know. And geek boxes you can pick up just about anywhere. These are willpower tokens that you get through the game, and they will add to your strength or power when you're fighting. We have a deck of minion monsters, or events and minions and equipment that are going to come on through the board. And you can see the back is there. And they're going to come on throughout the game in those 1 of 6 spots, depending on the narration cards. And we'll explain how that works. But there it is. There is a shock. And we'll show you these cards a little bit more as we go through the game. But I'm just showing you how everything fits in the box. In case you were to purchase this game and want to, store it yourself. Over here, we have the character cards. Each character has 3 cards that they can use. And again, we will show you these a little closer once we play the game. We have the narration cards. And there's a number of these narration cards here. These are the ally cards. And these are more than narration cards. These are your tasks. There's lots of tasks. Now there'll be 6 tasks on the board of which you have to finish 4 tasks. So plenty of tasks, plenty of narration cards. What's going to happen at the beginning is you're going to pick 1 narration card per player. Minimally you want to play with 2, 3, or 4. 1 doesn't work because it's not a solo game, but you can play 2-handed as I do. And then you will seed the board based on these narration cards. And then you will pick 10 narration cards to go on the board. And every time you empty your hand of your cards, so every time you use all 3 of your cards, or once you have some allies, all your cards, you will draw another narration card. At the end of the 10th narration card, if you have to draw 1 more card, you lose the game. And that's as simple as the game goes. It's a fun little game, very puzzle-like the other Andor games if you've never played Andor. But this is a really nice little tight little game that you can play in 30 or 40 minutes, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. That's the entire board right here. So we'll probably leave it at this, and we'll set up our characters over here, and we'll make use of the space here. Hopefully we can get low enough now so you can really see the action. But that is Andor. So next we're going to bring up the setup. Then we're just going to start in and play. So hang on to your hat, folks. We're going to have a fun time tonight. So I set up the board. We'll just quickly go through what you're seeing here. We have set up the minions. We have set up our willpower. We have set up our Fletchers or our quivers. Here are our allies all set up in the board. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our task cards, and you can see them here. And we're not going to look at them, but we'll explain them as they show up on the game. And we're just going to shuffle those up really quickly. And we're going to put 1 of these cards, let's just see if I have enough room here, 1 of these cards in each of the 6 spaces. And those will be our tasks. Now, we will leave these tasks out because it is possible that these tasks will show up and we can switch them out, and there's a few other things that we can do with them, so we're just going to put them up here in case we need them again. We will be playing with our 3 heroes, and we have Shada, who is the ranger, Thorn is our human, and our Ira is the sorceress from the north, and you can see her spellbooks just off to the side behind me. Let me just lean way over. There are her spellbooks, and I'll make that all a little neater. And first thing we're going to do after we put the tasks out is we're going to put 1 monster face down in each slot like this. Now, you cannot actually look at these tasks until all the monsters are cleared out, and you cannot solve the tasks until all the monsters are cleaned out. You can turn it over if it's cleared out. Then all of a sudden there's another monster. You got to kill the monster before that gets there. Then what happens is we're going to take our narrative cards, and before we draw our 10, we're going to shuffle these up. And the first thing we'll do, we're going to start drawing the cards. And you can see each one is going to allow us to do something different. In this case, the first thing we're going to do is take 1 monster face down on the number 5 spot. So that's right here. And you can see as right away. Then we're going to take a first upright monster or a turned over monster, so we'll be able to see it where the players are going to be. Now all the players start in slot 6. So that means we're going to get a upright monster in slot 6. And there is a Gore, and we'll bring him up once we play it. So that is the first of the 3 cards that we have to pull. We pull 1 narrative card for each of the monsters out there. Now normally if we were playing on the easy mode, we would ignore that, but no, let's not do that. So we're going to put 1 upright monster in the 2 spot, and we have a Flogger. And then we're going to put a 1 in the 1 spot. And then we're going to draw another narrative card. And we're going to put another upright monster in the 4 slot. And another upright monster in the 1 slot. So that's not too bad. And we're going to remove those from the game at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we'll just shuffle these back up, and we're going to take 10 of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is a card that tells you the icons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're just going to put that right up here next to our minions. So it's going to be a little bit of a tight spot. The rest of these are going to go back in the box. And that is the setup. So we've got a few cards in each of these spots, but we are ready to go. And we're going to go through this game and show you the rules, and hopefully in about 30 or 40 minutes, we will be done with the game. And hopefully I will be victorious, or my heroes will be victorious. Just a little mistake here, not a bad mistake. So at least I caught it before we started playing. The rule is twice the narrative cards that there are people. So I almost made a rules mistake. Good thing I checked. So we'll just shuffle these up, and we're going to draw 3 more of these cards. The rule is twice the number of cards. And good thing I picked that up, or it'd be way too easy. So we're going to put another 1 on 5, which is right here. Another upright one where the players start. Next we're going to put another 1 on the 1 spot, upright. Another 1 down here on the 6th spot. And finally the last card, we're going to put 1 monster upside down in the 2 spot. And 1 upside down in the 3 spot. Then we'll put 10 cards down. It's been a while since I played it. I've wanted to get this back to the table a few times. It just never seems to happen. But today was the day. It is raining. I finished work, and I thought, yeah, what a good day to bring out a great game. It's a gem in my opinion. It's nothing big. It's just something I can do really quick just before dinner. My wife is out tonight, so I can eat dinner whenever I want. So I thought that would be an exciting thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the timer. So these will pose as the timer of the game. As we go along, we'll just put them up to the side, a little up to the side here, so that you can maybe bear. I'll bring this down just a touch. There we are. So when that deck is out and I have to draw the last card, we lose the game. We have to finish 4 of the possible six tasks here, and I am playing slightly different. Now they recommend slightly different characters than I took. I took 2 out of the 3. I wanted to try the Ranger because I've played this before. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, so that's kind of the way things go in normal life. So we are ready to set up. We've got the setup. We've got our minions set up. We've got our cards set up. And I'll explain how these cards work. So let's take a second and look at a card, or actually 3 cards. So our wizard era, you can see each card has 3 icons, and you can do any one of the 3 icons on each of the card each turn. There's basically 2 things you can do. You can play a card or pick your cards up. Now you have to manage this, because if you pick the cards back up, you have to draw a narrative card. So if all 3 run out at the same time, all 3 are going to have to pick up a narrative card. So in this case, you can see she can use her spell books. We can turn over any 2 of cards that are here in our fortress, so we can see what they are. We have to see what they are to attack them. She has a special ability that allows any one person to pick up another card, and then we can move. With the boots, there's gain of willpower. There's look at some monsters. There's another boot. And this special ability allows her to turn over a task card regardless of whether or not there's monsters on top. Normally you can't, but this character can do that. Each one of the characters has a special ability, which we'll go over when we use them. But all the cards are basically the same, and we'll look at our human warrior here. You can see his fight strengths are up here. He can gain a willpower and strike, so you can do any action in any order if there are 2 actions. You can discard monsters. You can take a willpower and move. And then this one is the uniquest one, or one of the uniquer characters, as I fumble all around here. They use quivers, so we're going to have to find ways to get quivers. So in this case, you can see you can move and get a quiver and turn cards over. So when he fights, except for this one over here, he has to discard a quiver. In this case, you can use one quiver. In this case, you can use one or two quivers. And that pretty much explains the actions. Now, the wizard uses their spell books. Now, there is a different spell here. This one with the 3 with a little green bit around it, that's arranged. So the wizard can use it from any spot. Now, in this game, think of you being in the middle, even though we're in the spot here. So if you move, you can move to any spot anywhere on this board. So I can go from here to here and then over to here. There is no pathing, so I don't have to go in any order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or that way. If I need to go over here, I just go over there. Think of them as sort of like, I'm going to jump over here, or I'm going to jump over here. Kind of think Lord of the Rings when the dwarf gets tossed.
Oh, come on, we can take him. It's a long way. Toss me. What? I cannot jump the distance, you have to toss me. Don't tell the elf. Not a word.
But that is the setup. We are ready to go, and let's get at it. So here we are, ready to start. Our players on spot 6. We can see we have 2 trolls showing. Now, you can see that the trolls, if I bring them up, this one has a 9 strength and gives you an ally. You can tell by the green card, and these are the ally cards down there. And I really would like to get an ally early on because they are very, very helpful. So we're going to have to move to those spots. He has only 2 cards here, so actually that could be an advantage. So I think we're going to start with our wizard, and we are going to use this 2 move. Now with movement, you can do not only move one spot, but you can bring somebody to you. So we're going to take our wizard and move them 1 space up there. Then he says he's going to take our fighter, human, up there too as well for the troll. And that will be his first turn. So, and we'll just put a marker here that we know that we've taken that turn. I think what the fighter is going to do, in fact, he could build up some strength. He's got 8. We're going to move our archer, and down here allows him to take a quiver. So quiver is what gives him power up here. So we're going to move our archer over to here, and we're going to go into the bag. Now, in the bag, we can't see what the quivers are. Now, we draw quivers until the bag is finished, and then we'll put them back in. So he has a 4 quiver at this point. And then we'll come back to our fighter. Our fighter is going to take his 2 willpower, but he can actually use our wizard to join him, actually. So that's what he's going to ask the wizard to do. So he's going to spend his 8. And our wizard is going to use a single spell book. Now this is unfortunate because we have to use this quickly, but there's a way around this. So what's going to happen is he has a combat 8. We have a 9. All we need is a 1 power with his spell. The spell gets turned over. And there we go. So that gives us our 9, the 8 plus the 1 spell book. We have taken care of our troll. Now in the game we'll keep 3 piles. 1 pile will be for coins, because we can use coins throughout the game to trigger different effects. We have a pile for just regular minions, and then of course we'll have a pile for floggers. So we'll just put that at the top here so you can just see it based off the top. Now we get to pick an ally. Now, whose turn it is the person that gets who actually gets the ally. But because you can trade for a free action, we're probably going to give it to our wizard. And it is the Jarad, the water mage. You may move one hero to a location of your choice. And we're just going to give that to our wizard. And that is the end of the first round of the game. It's that quick. Now, we're going to come back to our wizard. We're going to use our special ability here to turn over the task card, because one of the things we really want to do is identify those tasks. There's only one card here, so we may want to identify him quick. And this is the Black Herald. You must already complete 3 other tasks and have at least one location. At least one location must have no encounter cards. So we're going to be looking at that one a little bit later. I think what we're going to do here... Where's a 2? Anybody have a 2? There's a 2. Oh, okay. This guy just has 2. So what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to take this power of our ranger right there. And as you can see, he can turn over 2 minion cards on any one stack. So he is going to turn over these 2 minions, and it is a Gore and a Flogger. Now, Floggers have the power of the number of face-up cards in the pile, but so far we can't get to the Flogger. Now, I was really hoping to take care of him, but what I'm going to do is we're going to move. So we're going to trigger this one right here. So we're going to trigger the move, and we're going to pick another quiver, and we're going to be able to turn this card over. And it's another Gore for 3, which is perfect. Again, that is the end of the turn. We'll come back to our wizard. So wizard can move somebody somewhere else, so they really can't use that card. So the wizard really only has a choice of basically picking up his cards and refreshing. Now, to make this game harder, what we're going to do is if you can't use the card, you can't use the card, and we're just going to continue on. Because I don't think, if you want to make the game easier, you could just say I played the card for no particular reason at all, and I'm going to move one of these guys here. They're already here. Now, if they weren't there, I would say we could use it. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to refresh our cards, or refresh our spells. And unfortunately, the unfortunate part is we've ticked down our timer, and we're going to put a minion on 5, which is here, face up. Ooh, another troll, and a powerful troll. And we're going to put a face down on 4, which is unfortunate because we just got close to getting rid of that. Okay, so we're going to come back. We have a 6. We could move there to start getting rid of these. I really would rather just have the 2 willpower. So I think we're going to play that for the willpower and take 2 willpower. That powers up our strength. We're going to come over here. And I think what's going to happen is his last turn was we're going to make another quiver, and we're going to turn this one over. And we can do these in any order. There's a second Flogger. Now there is a task that allows for Floggers. And the Flogger, unfortunately, at this point has 1, 2, 3, 4 power. But I do get another quiver. Oh, and it's an 8. But we have used his cards. We're back to our wizard. Now, conceivably, excuse the dogs in the background. I have a few of them. So conceivably, he could take care of the Flogger. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's only a power 4, and he has a 5 spell. But I think we'd rather save the 5 spell for one of the big things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to move him to here. We are going to take a power up. And we're going to put ourselves in a spot to take care of him next turn. Unfortunately for our fighter, we are now going to pull a narrative card. And you can see we're going to get a face-up card on 6, making this even harder to get to. And a face-up card where I'm playing. Again, now we're burying everything. Now this is a kind of a neat one. That's a piece of equipment. Next up is the Ranger. He's going to do exactly the same thing. He has to refresh. So he is going to have to take a narrative card. And he is going to get a face-up on 4. You can see now that I've just buried that nice little card. And then we're going to put a face-down card on 5. You can see how quickly these things get buried. It doesn't look good for our heroes. Okay, wow. I think our best bet still is to come over here and probably try to get rid of the gore. So we're going to use our one little spell here. Oh, we've already used that one. Oh, okay. So we're going to have to do something to get rid of... I'd like to come down here and get rid of this guy if I can. So we're going to use this card. This is a move 2. You've seen this move before. Again, excuse the dogs. He's going to come down here to move 1. And our Ranger's got lots, so he's going to move our Ranger down here as well. And we're going to try to take an ally here. Our Warrior... Sorry, we moved the wrong guy. Our Warrior is just going to use his 8. And he's going to take care of this chalk. Now you can see he gets 1 gold. I'm going to put that there just to remind you that I have 1 gold. And for a free action, he can actually pick this up. And we're back down to the flogger here. Now the Ranger says, I want to do something with this. He has 8 and 4, which is 12. And you can see we have a card that allows you to use 2 quivers. So he is just going to use his 2 quivers. Now these do not get, they just get recycled into the bag once we run out. We take care of our troll, who goes into our matrix here. And then we get an ally. And because it was his turn, he gets Vost, the archer from the Watchful Woods. You may turn over 1 quiver. Vest can fight with the battle strength in this turn. Well, we have to move him here at this point, anybody here, though we may use it eventually. So he can use his spell books. He can use 1 or more spells to off the flogger. The flogger has 4 power. He's got a 5 spell right there. And we're going to off the flogger. Now the flogger goes into a separate pile as well, because there is a task that says you collect all 4 floggers. And there they are just off to the side here. We'll just move that up so you can see them over here. We are back to our Ranger, or our fighter. He's not quite ready to move yet. What he's going to do is take care of this. What is he going to do? I think he's going to move. Doesn't like to move though. But we've got to get to some of these other tasks. We know what that task is. So I think he's going to move. He's not going to use his wineskin yet. So he's going to move he's going to move over to here for his turn. We're going to use the ability to be able to turn over 2 cards in any one stack right there. So we can see what's in here. Maybe we can get to this. We have another troll and a Wardrak. Now they were like this, so we turn that over and turn that over. So we have a Wardrak on top. He's only a 5, and we can discard any of the black cards, which is kind of nice. The Wizard really can't do much, but I don't want to collect anything yet. So he is going to say, I'm going to bring this guy over here. And he is going to actually have to have to bring him over. It comes to his fight. He's going to fight. He just has a 6, so he's going to take care of this Wardrak. Now, the Wardrak has a special ability in which he can discard any face-down card. Let's just see. Well, he's got a big stack. Oh, there's a troll. So let's get rid of that. We don't look at any of the cards that we discard. So we'll just put them up here. There we are. It is the archer's turn. He has a 4 power. He cannot take care of that. But he has a vest, which isn't going to help him any. We want to stay there. So he's going to play this card, which is a 1. It gives him a fletch, or a quiver, I should say. Fletching is the actual art of arrow making. Hopefully it's another 8 or something. No, it's a 5. Okay. Now we can move 4 spaces, but there's no reason to do that at this point. I hate to have to pull cards because we're going to pull three. Everybody's going to have to do it, which is just not good. Coming back to the wizard, well, he has only one option, which is to pick up his cards, which means we have to pick up a narrative card. And as you can see, we have one face-down monster, one face-up monster going on the 3 spot, and it is a time clock, which allows you to, in exchange for 2 gold, you may take 1 additional narrator card from the supply and put it in the face-down pile. That is not bad, but I only have 2 gold, and another face-up where the people are. So we have just lost our ability there, and that looks like a nasty monster. What is this? This is a Sean the Shadow Witch. After victorious battle, you must turn over all top face-up encounter cards. Wow. So that's not good, because that just pretty much wastes the whole turn. Well, I wonder if I want to set myself up to something a little bit more interesting. I don't have 2 gold, so it might be worth trying to get over here and taking care of him. He's the only gold on the table, and we can bring our friends. We're not getting to the tasks. We might try to unload a task with our wizard, because one of their special abilities is to take a task that's underneath. He has no use to fight him, and we don't really have to have move 4. Well, we can do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 4. It's a 1 use only. And we're going to move our fighter over to this troll over here. And he's going to bring his friends as well. Really can't do anything here. He's going to have to reset. 1, 2, 3. We pick up a narrative card. You can see we're going to put 1 face down on the number 2 spot. And I'm not seeing how I'm going to actually be able to do anything. And a 1 face down on the 3 spot. I think the monsters are winning, personally. We'll come back to our wizard. So the wizard is actually going to play the card that allows him to take back a card in his hand, and that is what that symbol is. And we refresh, so actually I could have turned this over at this point. We're going to come to our fighter, who has 8. And I believe he's going to ask the help of our ranger, who's going to play that 4 card. Actually, what the ranger's going to do is, yeah, let's leave that. I think that's good. He's going to take care of this troll. Gets to take an ally. Ooh, this is the Fornus, Saucer of Fire. You may take the top 2 encounter cards from any location, turn both over at once, and then return them to the location. That's a pretty nice one, actually. So he has an ally. I think he's going to keep his ally. Wow. I'd like to get this gore here, if I could, which means moving. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to move our Ranger over to here, and it lets him take a turnover card, which is right here, which is a 6. That's Scrawl. After victorious battle, you may receive 1 point, one willpower, or 1 quiver. Well, I have no reason for a quiver at this point. We're going to come down to here. We're actually going to use our ability here. And we'll use our 5 and 1 for 2 spells. We'll grab this, put it in our pile, take a willpower. So that is our second willpower. We have lots of willpower with our wizard. Our fighter, we use his last card and turn these 2 over. So there's the first 1, 2, and it's another Wardrake. As you can see, he has no cards left. So he's going to have to refresh his cards, and we're almost going to be, we're running out of time, and we're not really getting to the tasks. We're going to get a face down card on 5, which is, and 1 where they are, and 1 where the people are, or where the player is, 1 where the player is. Wow, hard mode is exactly that hard. We're about halfway through the narrative cards, and you can see I've just plowed that. This is really bad luck for us. Our Ranger, my Ranger is going to take his quiver, fight the Gorlock, because it was a power 5 and his quiver was a 5. He gets a gold, which goes into the pile there, and he can make a move, and I think that one is there, so I think he's going to move up to here and try to uncover what's going on here. We're going to come back to our wizard. He can turn over 2 cards, so he's going to, oof. Or is he going to move and get willpower? I really would like to get under this. I'm not getting down to the tasks. I think he's going to move to here and take a willpower. So that's going to set him up for a battle next turn. It is our Ranger. It says he can move, he can take the top 2 cards. He's going to play that card just to see what's under here. So we're going to take our top 2 cards, and we have another Flogger. Floggers are easy. Our Ranger really has no way of killing anything. He's out of cards, so he's got to take his 3 cards back. He takes another narrative card. There's only like 3 narrative cards left. We're going to put a face down card on 3, which is, or an up card on 3, and a face down card on 1. And we're back to our wizard, who can only move somebody here. What do we have here? We have the Hargroff. 16. After a vicious battle, you may place 1 additional narrative card. Wow. Okay. Well, we might try to take him out to get that extra narrative card. Because it would be nice to have an extra narrative card if we could get it. And under that is the time. So we could get 2 narrative cards and we could take care of them. But our wizard only has this, and we can move this guy to here, but he could take care of this one too. Okay, so just because he doesn't want to pull a narrative card yet, we're going to do that move there. He's going to pull that to him. Now the Flogger only has 1, 2, 3. So he's going to take his power 4, and he's going to get a willpower as well, but he doesn't have to use it. And that is our second Flogger out of possible 4. We're back to our ranger, who does not have enough power to do anything. So he has a special ability to turn over as well, but that uses that too. I don't think we're going to get to the tasks here. I'm getting a feeling that getting to the tasks are going to be very, very difficult. So I think he's going to spend this one to get a quiver, and he turned over a card. We'll put our quivers in. And that is a 7. That's nice. And he can turn over any card. Ooh, what's that? That's interesting. This is the apple nuts. In exchange for 1 gold, you and a fellow may pick 2 already played cards back up. Wow. That is awesome. The problem is, of course, that we are here now, and there is our wizard who has to take back his card, and we are down to the final 2 narrative cards. I don't think we have a snowball's chance in hell. Unless we can get some narrative cards going. And we're going to put a face-up 1 and 1, which we've just buried our apple nut. And a face-down in 2. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. We have our wizard, I think we're going to use our special ability. Oh, we can't. Oh, man. So we're going to take this guy and move. We're going to try to take out the big guy anyway. So he's just going to move 1. Okay, we're back to our wizard guy. He is going to bring a... So he's going to move, I think. Is he going to bring this guy over to here? I think so. What he's going to do is he's going to play this card, which gives him allows him to turn over a minion card, and at the same time bring a body over here. We've refreshed these cards, so that is good. So the wizard's turn. So wizard is going to use his spells, 2 spells, and he's going to fight the whatever that is, the Hogrod. So he's going to use the 5 and the 3, and he's going to ask for help. 5 and 3, 11. Oh, okay. He's going to spend all his willpower, which gives him 11. The ranger is going to actually use his card here, and he's going to pick a quiver out, and hopefully that will give us 5, or else we're going to have to use. He's going to have to get help from the our human fighter, and he's got a 5. Oh my gosh! He manages to off this guy. That is a big monster. We get to add a narrative card. I didn't expect that to our pile. That gives us an extra turn anyway. And now it is our warriors. I think what he's going to do is he's going to spend the 1 to off this card. And he has a special power that allows him to just off it. As you can see, discard a card from any pile. We get back to our ranger. Our ranger, as a free action, is going to pick up this card. And then he's going to spend the 2 gold that we've accumulated in our pile here. As you can see, we have 2 gold from our Gorlock and our Chalk Scrawl, and we can get another narrative card. So we are doing okay. Now we've come down to our wizard. Would love to take out that. I don't think he can. No, he can't. He could turn over a card. So I think my wizard is going to spend the 1 to move and get a willpower, which are very handy. Unfortunately, we have to take back our cards here, which we have to pull a narrative card, which isn't a fate worse than death now because we actually have a few to play with. We're going to get a minion in the 2 position facing up and one in the 1 position facing down. Now you can see how quickly that is getting annoying. All the plans I have to do is randomized out by the very fact that things keep piling on. So here we're going to, it's our fighter's turn, the human. He's going to take his 4 power, and actually he's going to just use the willpower he picks up because the willpower can be picked up at any point, and he will take care of this monster for 5. This flogger has 1, 2, 3, 4 power, so he's going to use this and his quiver. That is his last turn to take out the flogger. That's 3 out of the 4. That would be nice if this was a flogger. This says, first place 2 face down cards from the draw pile on top of this task card. You must turn over the top narrator card in the narrator deck and carry out its instructions twice if we win. But first we have to do this, and then we put 2 more cards on top. Well, isn't that special? We worked very hard to get to that task, and it gets buried. Oh my gosh, we're back to our wizard. The wizard says he's going to give back a card to our ranger. And I think that's something that gives him, well, we got a 3, which is interesting. Okay, I think he'll perhaps do that. And then we come up to our fighter. He can off a card. So he's just going to do that, and rather than fight, he's just going to take that and off. Oh, what's this guy do? Learner says you may take the top 2 encounter cards from the location, turn them both over at once, and then return them to the location. Oh, he's going to use his ability here, his wizard, to turn these over. 1, 2, which is good. He's going to use his ability. Does he? Oh my gosh. Well, I'd like to get down there. So, you know what? He says, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to use this card to move and then turn over a card. Oh. Skeleton Warrior. If the victorious battle, you must remove 1 card from a gold symbol from the trophy gallery. Otherwise, you cannot defeat the Skeleton Warrior. He's only worth 1, and we do have a gold, so that's not a fate worse than death. Oh, jeez. We're back to our wizard who can bring somebody down here. He doesn't really want to. Okay. We will refresh our cards, refresh our spells, and pick a narrative card. We get 1 on 6, up facing up. And it is a Talgorian Cave Goblin. If you defeat him, though, you can pick up a card. And then we get 1 on 3. And it is not looking good for our heroes here. The problem is, as you can see, he's in a place where he can... I think he's just going to move 1 here. And then he can use that battle there. Now we're back up to our... Unfortunately, on to our Ranger, who now picks up the narrative card, and we're going to get two face-up cards on 6, another troll, and a chalk, and one face-down card on 4. Back to our wizard. Well, we can defeat the skeleton. We'll just use that. It's a 1 power, which is fine. Sorry. To defeat that, but we do lose that gold. We come to our fighter. He can spend 8 plus 1 of the willpowers to get rid of the chalk, which gives him 2 gold actually, but he has no cards left. The ranger can use a 4 power. Actually, what he's going to do is use his ally to pull from the bag, and hopefully we can add that to the attack. So he's going to fight. So his ally is going to fight. Let's just hope. Let's hope, guys. Come on, come on, come on. We need some minimum 2, which is the lowest is 2 anyway. So 2. I'll just show you that. 2. So we take care of the chart. Well, we got 3 gold, and for free action, he can pick up this card. In exchange for 1 gold, you and or a fellow players may pick up 2 already played cards, which is excellent. So he's going to spend the gold as a free action. And we have that in our gore. And allow our fighter to pick up 2 cards. So I think there we go. Well, that's kind of saved us a little bit. We're back here. I don't really want to turn everybody over, but I do have a ranged spell. But the floggers are worth 4. So just so we can see, oh wow, we can let somebody pick something up. We're going to turn a task over. So that allows us to turn over a task. Maybe it's not even worthwhile going down to the bottom here. Let's just see here. Drain the king of floggers. You must remove 4 floggers for your trophy gallery. Well, we have 2 floggers already. Actually, 3 floggers already. So we can actually finish that task if we can clear this off. Well, that makes it interesting, doesn't it? Maybe we can get a task done before the end of the game. Wow, this is going to be a tough one to see whether or not I can do. Taking the floggers out aren't a problem because I can move. Or I can just take him out. Let's just take, let's get an ally. So we're going to take this out for 8, use a willpower, off our troll. Maybe this ally will give us at least another turn out of this. And this says, Herald of the Shield Dwarves. You may move 1 top-down encounter card to your location. Oh, that is great. Which means we can probably take out a flogger. So we're going to come down to here. The problem is, at this point, is he's going to turn all of our face-up cards face down, and that's the challenge here. That, or I put another card into somebody's hand here, which is very, very tempting. So I think that's exactly what he's going to do, and I think he's going to put this 8 back into our fighter's hand, which is perfect for that, and then allows him to pick up a card. Okay, so we're at the fighter's turn. That comes over here. Sorry, that comes over here. So he is going to use his 8 power to take care of the Togurian Cave Goblin. After victorious, any player of your choice may pick up something back to their hand. So I think we're going to take our wizard and it's tough to decide, but I think we're going to use. She's got a range, doesn't she? Does she have a range? You've got a range. So we could take out a flogger. Oh, okay. So we're going to take out that range. So there we go. We're going to take the one with the range, so a single spell, so that we can actually. Actually, it doesn't matter really. Let's take this one just in case things turn out. Okay. We're going to come back to our ranger. I wonder if we let our ranger move and turn over a card. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. That's the problem. We're going to turn over up those cards. Well, he's allowed to turn. Okay, so let's do it this way. We're going to use this 4 to get rid of this Scan the Shadow Witch, which means basically anything that's showing at this point, which would be this card and this card. This card, I would believe, would still stay down until, because he was just uncovered. We've defeated him. We've turned everything over, which isn't really a great move on our part. We're going to come over to here. We can have 2 spells. Oh, which is excellent. Excellent. He is a 9. We have 2 books. So we have a 5, a 3, and a willpower for 9, and we take out our troll. Woohoo! And it allows us to get a ally, which gives us an extra card. Now we can conceivably, you may turn over the top encounter card at any location. Well, that's a big advantage. Now as for free action, what does this just say? You must remove 4 floggers from the game. We have 3 floggers. So we know the 2 floggers are here. Well, if we move to the one here, this is not, I don't know whether we're going to be able to do this. Okay, so he is going to move, just because he wants to use this card, he's going to move that here. We can see how long this game can go with the extra narrative cards, but I don't think we're going to get much further. We do have to get rid of that flogger. Okay, so I think what he's going to do is he's going to move and take a quiver, and it's a 3, which isn't particularly powerful. We're going to come down to our wizard. The Gremlin of the Bard says you may turn over the top card at any location. Whew, right there. So our floggers are back. We have lots of floggers. Problem is, this is his last turn. He's got nothing to fight. He can move, and he's got 6 power. There is absolutely nothing you can do. When we come around to him, this will be, that game will be over. He's got nowhere to fight. Unless there's a miracle, which I don't think there is in this game. So we're going to take his, he's going to take, might as well take 2 willpower. Maybe something will happen that's nice. There we are. We're going to come to our wizard. He is as strong as the number of face-up cards, which is only 1. So he is actually going to take his quiver, swing, take care of the flogger. Comes down to here. A free action allows us to actually complete the task. Unfortunately, we can't do anything else here. We can move and turn over 2 cards in any one stack, which really doesn't help us. We could turn over a task. Let's just turn over a task to see kind of what's under door number 2. Oh, here we are. First, select 2 creatures from your trophy gallery, shuffle them, and place them face down on this task card. You must remove all the encounter cards from this task card. The prisoners. So that is basically... We've come back to our warrior. That is the end of the game. I have lost. I've lost spectacular. I only completed 1 out of 4 tasks. I couldn't even get down to the tasks. This is how this game goes. It's a very quick game. I have won before, but when I win, I usually play on the easy level. So let's have some final thoughts. And I'll clean this mess up, and we'll get on with the day, I guess. And all this before my coffee, too. It is about 7:30 this morning. I was up fairly early and had to do a few things. We have a puppy in the house, so things were a little messy, to say the least. If anybody's got a puppy, and it's a Malamute puppy, and he's like 11 weeks old, and he is a big fellow, and he's going to be bigger than my 2 huskies. I live in the north, so that's not unusual. But we're here for final thoughts. I am so sorry. So what do I think of this game? Component-wise, it's really good. The cards have a good finish. The counters all work. They're nice and thick. Now I use a bag. Oh, oops. I was going to show it under the cam. I use a bag for the quivers, so that just makes it a little easier than piling it up on the board like that. The monsters come fast and furious, as you can see. There's been people who say, "Oh, it's too easy" on the yellow level, but you can see when you start adding the red monsters and the yellow and the red, using the red bottoms of the cards, how much harder the game is, because you can see as I go, oh, I'm going to go over here and do this. What do you mean there's 2 more monsters on top of that? Oh my gosh. So component-wise, it's good. Love to see miniatures, but, the standees work. The game is like $30. So it's not a big investment in terms of that. As for solo play, it's really good. I don't know if I would use it as a cooperative play. I don't think people would enjoy it as a cooperative play, because there is a high level degree of cooperative and grouping, and it's just easier to play it solo. So as a solo game, and I don't think it's a 2 to 4 player game, it's really good. I liked it. I've played it a few times. Every time I do, I enjoy playing it, because you never get the same game twice. Believe me, as small as this game is, you never get the same game twice. The rules are fine. They're really easy. The game sets up in maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes, because all you got to do is deal out cards, pick your characters, and deal out the cards. It tears down in about 5 or 6 minutes. Just got to sort it all out and put it back in the box. Overall, as a solo experience, I think this is definitely a good game. Is it a really great game? No, it's not a great game, but it is a good game. Good, solid, easy to play game. It recommends 10 and up, which means you could probably, if you were going to do it cooperatively, you could teach some younger players to come in and help you wail on some monsters. I think they would enjoy it. The iconology is really, I was going to show it here. Again, I'm going to put it part in the little bit of light and green. There we are. The iconology is pretty easy, so anybody can understand it. And of course, we have some cards that can help you with the iconology. Whoops. It's probably upside down, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we have different things, and you can see the shininess. That's just the lights. And there's a card with the icons on it. So it's readily available. So I'm going to give this game a good 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it quite hits 8. 8 would be a great game, I think. And 9, 10 would be outstanding. But this is good. It's solid. It's quick. It's a lot of fun to play. I've enjoyed it. Actually, I had a narrative card left, so actually I could have gone a couple more turns. But at the end of the day, this game was not going to be won, because there's no way I could get down to the 3 tasks that were left to do. That is unfortunate. If you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe if you would. It's always great to have new subscribers in the channel and in our community. And as always, hit the bell for notifications. I'd appreciate that. Everything Board Games would appreciate it. North of 60 Game games would appreciate it. So please join us next time. And my name is Harry Jacobs, and I will see you next time.